What's up, Mystics, and welcome back to my channel, Mystic by Nature. I'm B, and this is going to be the February 2019 reading for Taurus. So February, all my readings are about love, so Taurus, you are no different. This reading is just love related, completely, 1000%. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. Follow me on Instagram at Mystic by Nature, and if you would like to book a reading, all of the information will be down in the description box. So Taurus, I meditated for you, and I received a crazy message. So I heard the song Don't Take Your Love Away by Avant, and then I also heard what's the other song? Don't Leave Me, Girl. Who made the song? I think Blackstreet. Yeah, it's I don't know what y'all are going through towards, but it sounds like somebody left you all and y'all are having a hard time dealing with that. Y'all are really on the verge of just having an emotional breakdown about this. So let's go ahead and dive into it in the card. So the overall energy, we have the Death card. Okay. So some of you all are dealing with a Scorpio. Others of you are just having a hard time accepting the fact that the relationship has ended. The Death card does symbolize endings, but it's not a bad thing. It does symbolize endings, but it also symbolizes the fact that there's a chance for a new beginning. So for some of you all, a relationship has definitely ended and you are having a hard time grasping onto that. You are having a hard time just dealing with that 1000%. For others of you, there's a situation with a Scorpio that I feel like has also ended or shifted in some way. And again, you're having a hard time dealing with that as well. So the success. The King of Pentacles. Okay, so the success here is that even though you're going through this hard time, Taurus, this is your energy. The King of Pentacles, this is your energy. You are still in a place where you can still remain grounded and still remain the boss ass person that you are, even though you're having a hard time dealing with this. I know that this transition is difficult for you, but you still have the room here to be, the boss and the leader that you are. Essentially. And again, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, which again, it speaks to the fact that the relationship has ended, but it's almost like I feel like you all weren't ready for what was about to happen with that relationship anyway. This Ten of Cups is kind of telling me that, that person wanted to settle, that person wanted to build a life, and I kind of feel like you weren't ready for that yet. And so the success here is that you're not being forced to do that. You're not being forced to create some life that you didn't want yet, that you weren't ready for yet. And you get the chance to kind of be a little selfish. You get the chance to just kind of be that boss for just yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not being forced to build with some family that you might not have been ready for, or you're not being forced to get married or follow all these traditional standards of relationships that you were not ready for. You just weren't ready for it. And so the success here is that you get to avoid that. And you also get the opportunity to still be, the grounded person that you are, and it doesn't, this relationship ending allows you to not feel like you're a bad person, or it allows you to not, harp on the fact that you weren't able to provide what that person needed for the relationship. Because, the King of Pentacles is a provider, and the Pentacles, yes, they're about money, but they're also about, being a provider in all aspects, providing security. And so I feel like, Taurus, for you, especially because you're so ruled by material things and things like that, I definitely feel like this is big boss energy, but it's also like, I feel like if there's a part of you that is prideful and hurt, and part of the reason why you're having such a hard time accepting the change or the end of the relationship is because I feel like you feel some type of way that you weren't able to provide what that person needed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you just weren't ready. You just weren't ready. Like, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to hold yourself, like, you don't have to be so hard on yourself about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just weren't ready. You just weren't meant for that person at that time. You could get back with this person. I don't know. But right now, it just kind of feels like the relationship is ending and you're having a hard time dealing with it because you are guilt tripping yourself for the fact that you couldn't be what that person needed you to be. But you just didn't have it to give. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't take away from who you are. It doesn't change who you are as a person, You all just weren't compatible in that way. So the success here is you realizing that this actually is working for your greater good, because you're not being forced to fall into something that you weren't ready for, and it doesn't make you a bad person. You know, it doesn't make you, if anything, it just teaches you a lesson about not going into stuff that you're not prepared for. So the challenge, I don't know why I'm pulling an extra card, but let's go with it. So we have the Chariot in reverse and we have Temperance. So the challenge here is finding peace in the situation, but also finding your balance. And then again, it's about being able to move forward, because the Chariot card is in reverse. So this speaks to your inability to continue pushing forward, even though you've been going through a rough time. I also feel like some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, possibly, with this Chariot card being here. But again, it's speaking to you being in a place where you're having a hard time moving forward now, because you feel like, you know, you lost control of the situation. You lost control of the, you know, the car, if you will. You lost control of the carriage, you know, because you all are earth signs. You have this need to be a provider and be this person who provides security for everybody there around. And, you know, oh, I have to give and give and give. And so there's this energy present right now where you feel like, you know, oh, I failed. You know, I failed. And so the challenge here is being able to accept the fact that you didn't fail. You know, again, it's about that balance. You know, life is about the good and the bad. It's about, you know, it's about all of that. It's about embodying all of that energy, because it wouldn't be shit without both. If you had all good, you wouldn't learn anything. If you had all bad, you just wouldn't ever be happy. I mean, life is about both. So it's about realizing that even though you weren't able to move forward in the relationship, you still were able to create, you know, a space for you to truly learn a lesson that you otherwise would never have learned. Spirit is always working for you, not against you. So even though this is a very hard lesson for you to grasp, mostly because of your ego, but if you get out of your ego and get out of your head, you'll still realize that you still are the same boss ass person, and that when you do get into another relationship, you'll hopefully be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? But just because you have feelings for somebody doesn't mean you're supposed to be with them, Taurus. So I feel like you really need to get over that and get over yourself and just realize that you just weren't ready. You didn't have it to give, and it wouldn't have helped if you had forced yourself to give it when you didn't have it, because you all would have ended up ending the relationship anyway, or it would have turned out worse. So walk away from this relationship still holding your head high and knowing that at the end of the day, you are able to create a space where you can still learn from this experience and apply some lessons that you can take into your new relationships, because you were about to force yourself into something that you weren't even ready for. And you was going to be providing for people that you weren't even ready to be providing for. But now you are able to refocus that energy back on you and find your peace. You know what I'm saying? So the challenge here is you being able to see that. You being able to see that you didn't lose control. You actually created balance in your life. You didn't lose control, Taurus. You created balance in your life, because you were able to learn from the situation, no matter how difficult it may be, and you're taking some very, very valuable lessons into your future. The outcome, the Justice card in reverse. Let's see, let's clarify. Oh. Okay, 2 cards fell out. The 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. Balance. 6 of Pentacles screams balance. It also screams about being able to, you know, having that relationship where reciprocity is available. You know, you give and you receive. You give and you receive. So Taurus, again, 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. The outcome here is that you're no longer investing time and energy or giving so much into a relationship that wasn't going to ever work out anyway, because you weren't ready. You know, this Justice card in reverse is screaming to me that maybe that person didn't give a whole lot, and if they did give a lot, it just kind of feels like, you know, maybe you all just weren't on the same page, and it kind of feels like now you get the chance to water a tree that actually is going to reap fruits that you actually want. You know, you finally get the chance to give to a situation where you actually get something back. I mean, I know that it's a hard lesson to learn, but it just really feels like you all are really harping on the fact that you couldn't be a provider, and you're really getting in your head and you're really letting your ego get the best of you. And you really don't have to do that, Taurus. I mean, the situation is working out for your better good. our hardest situations are working out for our better good. So what you're taking away from the situation is you're no longer in a situation where the scales are unbalanced. You're walking away from that. You're letting that go. You're allowing yourself to, for once, prioritize yourself and prioritize your needs, and you're going to give to yourself and really take the time to invest energy into things that are really going to benefit you and not other people. So, for the Oracle, I'm using the Work Your Light Oracle deck, and I posed the question, what does Taurus need to know in reference to love? And we received Starseed, what lights you up? So Taurus, I feel like this is spirit kind of telling you, now that you are not so consumed in this relationship anymore, and now that you have, the space and opportunity to learn from this situation, spirit is kind of guiding you to, really figure out, what motivates you in a relationship, what lights you up, what pushes you forward, what needed to happen in order for you to be prepared for this. This 10 of Cups is the family, the happy life, the marriage, what needed to happen in that relationship to make you be prepared for that. That's what figuring out what lights you up is. This is about you getting to the root of who you are and really figuring out, what is it that you want in a relationship that will allow you to be more emotionally invested in it, if you will. But again, Taurus, this situation did not happen to you. It happened for you, because again, you've created balance here in your life, and you're still that same boss. Again, you're still embodying this energy. You're still a provider. You're still somebody who has their shit together. You're still somebody who's grounded. You're still somebody who will eventually be able to provide security and support and, protection to those in your life. But you didn't have it to give at this time, or you weren't able to give it, or you didn't want to give it, whatever it is, you weren't able to do that in this relationship, and that's okay. You need to allow this door to close so that you can open up a new one and get a fresh start. You need to allow that for yourself so that you can truly heal and move forward and be happy. And again, be a little selfish. I feel like you've given so much out in this relationship. And again, this is about watering your own grass and figuring out what you need to do. And that's what this is about too. What lights you up? What do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? Stop focusing on everybody else and focus the energy on yourself. What do you want for yourself? What makes you happy? That's what this is about. Taurus, I hope that this reading resonated with you all. I appreciate you all tuning in. I love y'all so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, Mystic by Nature. Follow me on Instagram at Mystic by Nature. And if you would like to purchase a reading, the information will be down in the description box. And until next time, I'm out.